biggest mistake people make right now is thinking the silence means God forgot them. But let me tell you something. If you're watching this, you're not here by accident. I don't care who you are or what you've been through. This message is a divine appointment. This is not just another video. This isn't one of those feel-good talks you'll forget tomorrow. This is the confirmation your spirit has been crying out for. So I'm begging you, not as some random voice online, but as someone who's lived this watch until the very end. Listen carefully. Let every word sink in. Because God is saying, the wait is over. I'm doing it now. You've waited. You've cried. You've prayed. You've wondered if he still hears you. And now, he's moving suddenly. So, don't scroll. Don't click away. Don't miss what may be the most important word you've received all year. Let's get into it. I need you to stop everything else you're doing and hear this. The wait is over. The thing you've been praying about, crying about, pacing the floor about, God is saying, now. I will hasten my word to perform it. You've been living in a season of delay, of frustration, of spiritual silence that made you question your worth, your prayers, and even your purpose. But the Spirit of the Lord is speaking to you today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And He's saying, you are stepping into the season of divine acceleration. I know what it feels like to be stuck. I know how it messes with your mind. You think, why is it taking so long? Did I do something wrong? Did God forget me? But listen to me, delays are not denials. They are divine strategies. God has been orchestrating things behind the scenes that you couldn't see, protecting you from premature promotion, shielding you from doors you thought were good, but would have destroyed you. And now that the alignment is right, now that your heart is finally surrendered, He's about to do in moments what should have taken years. Let that sink in. Years of waiting. Seconds to change everything. That's what divine acceleration looks like. It's what happened in Acts chapter 2. The disciples had been waiting, praying, unsure of what would happen next. Then it says, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind suddenly. After all that waiting, after all that silence, after all that obedience when nothing seemed to change, God moved instantly. That's how heaven works. It's quiet for a long time, then in one divine moment, the floodgates open. When Jeremiah saw the vision and responded to God, the Lord said, you have seen well, for I will hasten my word to perform it. That word hasten means to move quickly, to act with urgency, to accelerate the fulfillment of a promise. I want you to hear this deep in your spirit. God is acting with urgency concerning you. He is not dragging His feet. He's not figuring things out. He has already set the time, the place, the people, and the provision, and now it's being released with divine speed. This is the season where everything changes. What was stagnant is going to flow. What was broken is going to be rebuilt. What was held back is going to be pushed forward. And it's not because of who you are, it's because of who He is. He is the God who redeems time. He is the God who doesn't just restore what you lost, but multiplies it. And when He says go, you better be ready to run, because you won't have time to prepare later. I'm not just saying this to hype you up. I've lived this. I've walked through years where it felt like nothing was moving, like I was pushing against a wall that wouldn't break. But when God said, now, everything around me shifted. Doors opened. Provision came. Opportunities aligned. And it didn't make sense to anyone else, but it didn't have to. Because when it's your time, nothing and no one can stop it. So hear me and hear heaven speaking through these words. This is your time. The wait is over. God is hastening His promise over your life. What you've been holding on to, what you've refused to give up on, it's arriving, and it's arriving suddenly. Get your faith up. Get your expectation up. Because the supernatural is about to collide with your reality, and your suddenly is now. The silence you feared wasn't punishment. It was strategy. And what if I told you God was never quiet? He was setting the stage. Because what happens next will prove He heard you the whole time. I need you to hear me on this. Not one of your prayers has been ignored. Not one tear you cried in silence has gone unnoticed by heaven. Even when it felt like your words bounced off the ceiling, even when the silence crushed your soul, God was listening. And not only was He listening, He was moving. The silence wasn't God's absence. It was His preparation. I know that's hard to believe when you're in the middle of it. I've sat in my room, night after night, praying with everything I had, only to be met with quiet. I felt forgotten. I questioned whether my faith was even real. But now I can look back and tell you with all authority, God was not ignoring me. He was building something bigger than I could imagine. And I'm here to tell you, He's been doing the same for you. James 5:16 says, "The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." That means your prayers are powerful. They shake things in the unseen realm. They may not have produced immediate results, but they were never wasted. God was aligning people. He was opening doors that no man could shut. He was setting the stage so that when the answer came, it wouldn't just bless you, it would impact everything around you. Some of you have been praying for healing, some for financial breakthrough, some for a relationship to be restored or a purpose to be revealed. And in your waiting, you've started to believe the lie that maybe God isn't going to do it. But hear this, before you even called, He already answered. Isaiah 65:24 declares, "Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear." That means even when the words hadn't left your mouth, He was already in motion. The waiting has not been for nothing. The delay was never denial. It was divine timing. If He had answered when you first asked, you wouldn't have been ready. But now you're stronger. Now you've been through the fire and you didn't give up. Now your heart is humbled and your hands are open to receive with gratitude, not entitlement. Your prayer has created a pipeline from heaven to earth, and now the answer is rushing down. You might not see it yet in the natural, but something is shifting in the spirit. Something is coming into view. You're about to see the results of prayers you thought God forgot about. And when it arrives, it's not just going to feel like an answer. It's going to feel like a flood. A sudden downpour of everything you've cried for, dreamed for, fasted for. So don't lose faith in the silence. Don't walk away when it feels like nothing's changing. Because I promise you, He's been listening the whole time. And now, heaven is responding. Get ready. The answer is not just coming. It's already in motion. You've prayed, but still felt stuck. But when the spirit of delay breaks, everything breaks open. Something is shifting, and it's happening right now. Something powerful is breaking in your life right now. And I'm not just saying that to sound spiritual. I'm telling you from the depths of what I feel in the spirit. The cycle of delay is over. The grip of barrenness is being shattered. You are stepping out of the wilderness and into the promise. For too long, you felt stuck. Like no matter how hard you tried, nothing moved. You put in effort. You sowed in tears. And yet, It felt like you were circling the same dry place over and over. That's not just bad luck. That's not just life. That was a spiritual attack meant to drain your hope. But I declare over you today, that dry season is over. That desert place is behind you. You are about to walk into supernatural fruitfulness in your finances, in your relationships, in your purpose, in your mind. Where you once saw lack, you will now see overflow. Where you once heard silence, you will now hear divine instructions. Isaiah 54:1 says, "Sing, O barren, for more are the children of the desolate woman than of her who has a husband." That means God is about to cause the place of your barrenness to produce more than you ever thought possible. You who had nothing are about to overflow. You who felt abandoned are about to be favored. God is multiplying what was empty. You're not being left behind. You're being launched forward. What seemed like a standstill was actually God preserving your strength for the moment of release. And hear me, that moment is now. Habakkuk 2:3 says, "The vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." That word is for you. Yes, it's taken time. Yes, it's felt like the dream was slipping away. But God doesn't break promises. He fulfills them at the appointed time, and you are stepping into that time now. You've carried dreams that looked like they were dying. You've watched others move forward while you stayed still. But now, everything is shifting. The fog is lifting. The doors are opening. And the very areas where you experience the most pain, those will be the areas of your greatest harvest. You're not cursed. You're not forgotten. You've been chosen for a glory that's about to be revealed, and what looked like delay is going to turn into divine evidence. So lift up your eyes. Wipe the disappointment off your face. Get your praise ready, because you're walking out of delay and into destiny. This is not hype. This is heaven's declaration over your life. Barrenness has broken. Fruitfulness is here. Barrenness is not your portion. You've been surviving in dry places long enough. Now watch God reverse everything the enemy stole. Don't move. Your restoration is already in motion. Let me speak directly to your heart. What was meant to destroy you is about to bless you. I'm not talking about cliché encouragement. I'm talking about divine reversals straight from the throne of God. The same places where you were broken are about to become the birthplace of your testimony. The pain, the loss, the betrayal, God is flipping it. And He's not just restoring, He's giving you double. Joel 2:25 says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten." That means time isn't lost. That means what you thought was wasted is coming back, with interest. You may feel like you've lost too much, been through too much, wasted too many years. But God doesn't just restore what was taken. He restores it better. When Joseph was thrown into a pit, when he was forgotten in prison, it looked like the enemy had won. But in one day, one divine reversal, Joseph went from prisoner to ruler. God didn't just bring him out. God elevated him because of what he went through. The same is about to happen for you. The areas of your life that have been under attack, your peace, your finances, your relationships, your confidence, they are all under divine restoration. And this isn't passive restoration. This is God stepping into your situation, turning the tables and saying, "Watch what I do now." Isaiah 61:7 says, "Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion." Did you hear that? Double. Not just healed, restored. Not just forgiven, elevated. Not just back to normal, but beyond what you thought was possible. God is restoring identity to those who felt invisible. He's restoring joy to those who lived in sorrow. He's restoring strength to those who almost gave up. And here's what's wild. You're not even going to recognize your life soon. People who saw you in your low place won't believe what God's about to do. You won't even believe it. But you'll know, only God could have turned it around like this. The enemy thought he had the final say, but he didn't realize God had already written the last chapter, and it ends in glory. So I want you to declare this right now. My story isn't over. My restoration is here. My God is turning it around. Because He is. And He's not finished with you. He's just getting started. It's not just about getting an answer, it's about walking into your destiny fully aligned. God didn't bring you this far just to bless you. He's about to launch you. Now that the answer is arriving, suddenly, powerfully, undeniably, I need you to understand something deeper. This isn't just about God giving you what you prayed for. This is about God realigning your entire life with your divine purpose. Because what good is the blessing if it pulls you away from your calling? What good is the breakthrough if it blinds you to why you were born in the first place? See, this sudden move of God is not just a relief. It's a realignment. It's heaven shaking you out of comfort zones, tearing down false identities, and pulling you back into the lane where you were always meant to run. And I say this with boldness. If you mishandle this moment, you might miss the divine alignment God has orchestrated for your future. Psalm 37:23 says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord." That means the way forward isn't random. It's strategic, supernatural, specific. God is not throwing blessings around like loose change. He's placing them as signposts, as alignment points, to pull you closer to His purpose for your life. You prayed for a financial breakthrough? Great. But He didn't send it just so you could upgrade your lifestyle. He sent it so you could become a kingdom investor, a steward, a leader in generosity, not just a consumer of blessings. You asked for a relationship. He didn't bring that person into your life just for emotional comfort. He brought someone who will sharpen you, stretch you, and walk beside you in purpose. Listen, when I started seeing sudden answers show up in my own life, I had to pause and ask, God, what is this answer supposed to unlock in me? Because if I treated it like a prize, I would miss the assignment. But God doesn't just send miracles to impress you. He sends them to align you. The weight of the answer is meant to position you for greater purpose. And I need you to grasp this now. This moment will require maturity. You cannot walk into your next chapter thinking like your last one. You can't carry immaturity into divine fulfillment. This new season demands focus, discernment, bold obedience. This answer is not random. It's part of a much bigger map that heaven has drawn up for your life. And now, with the answer here, you're stepping into the route that leads to your assignment. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and He shall direct thy paths." He's not just answering you, He's directing you. He's not just giving you peace, He's positioning you. So don't miss the moment by thinking too small. This is not about temporary relief. It's about eternal impact. It's about stepping fully into the version of you that God dreamed into existence. You've been pulled through the fire, the waiting, the warfare, not just to survive it, but so that when the answer came, you'd finally walk in alignment with divine destiny. And now that it's here, you've got one job: stay aligned, stay focused, stay surrendered, because what's coming next is going to require all of you. The promise isn't pending. It's here. But can you live like it? Can you steward the answer you cried for? Because what you do next determines how long you keep what heaven just delivered. Now that the answer has arrived, not coming, but here, it's time to shift how you think, how you pray, how you live. Because once the promise shows up, you can't live like you're still waiting. You can't carry the mindset of a struggler into the season of success. Faith got you here. But now, stewardship must take over. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it?" That word now is key. Not next week. Not someday. Now. God is doing it now, and He's asking, will you perceive it? Will you recognize what I'm doing and rise up to match it? See, it's easy to rejoice before the answer comes, and it's easy to celebrate after the miracle happens. But right now, in this moment, you're living in it. You're walking on the soil you once only dreamed about. You're standing in the harvest you sowed in tears for. So let me ask you, are you ready to carry what you cried for? Because God doesn't give blessings for you to hold loosely. He gives answers so you can walk boldly, with wisdom and discipline, into a new level of responsibility and purpose. Some people miss it here. They get the breakthrough and go back to old habits. They receive the blessing but still think with a broken mindset. But that won't be your story. You're not going to mismanage the miracle. You're going to walk it out with power. Ecclesiastes 3:1-2 says, "To everything there is a season, a time to plant and a time to reap." You've planted in faith. Now it's time to reap, but reaping takes just as much intentionality. This is your reaping season, but you still have to move with discipline, discernment, and boldness. You're no longer the person who's waiting, hoping, betting. You are now the one who's received. You are the steward. You are the one heaven is trusting with divine answers. So what do you do now? You rejoice, not in hype, but in reverence. You worship, not just for what He did, but for who He is. And you step forward, not as a victim of waiting, but as a victor in purpose. God has handed you something weighty. Now carry it with honor. Lead with it. Bless others through it. Build with it. This isn't the end of the story. This is a fresh chapter. A chapter where you walk confidently, knowing God has answered. And now you live from the answer, not just for it. So don't shrink back. Don't downplay what God has done in your life. Stand tall. Be bold. And declare, I'm walking in the reality of the promise. The wait is over, and I am ready for everything heaven has assigned to me. This is your new normal now. Live like it. You've heard the word. You felt it in your spirit. Something has already shifted. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. This isn't a video to just watch. This is a divine moment to step fully into everything God has already released. So I want you to pray with me, out loud, with faith, with fire. Let this be the prayer that ends the delay and opens the floodgates. Let's go. Father, I quiet my heart before you. I set this moment apart. I silence the noise. I slow down the worry. I choose to be still and know you are God. You're not far from me. You're right here. Your presence is surrounding me now. Speak to me. Move in me. Do what only you can do. Lord, I give you everything I've been holding. Every delay, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer I didn't understand. I bring you my weariness, my fear, my confusion. I lay it all down at your feet right now. I trust you more than I trust my own timing. I release control. I release bitterness. I release delay. Take it, God. Take all of it. It's yours. I declare with bold faith, my wait is over. My suddenly is here. This is the moment everything shifts. You are hastening your word to perform it in my life. I will not doubt. I will not delay. I speak it loud. My breakthrough is now. What took years will happen in days. This is my divine acceleration. God, align me with your purpose. Position me for destiny. I say yes to the assignment you've prepared for me. Yes to the new. Yes to the higher calling. No more small thinking. No more shrinking back. I am who you say I am, chosen, anointed, and ready. I walk in authority. I rise in obedience. I step into the identity heaven has written over my life. Father, I receive the sudden answer you've prepared for me. I receive peace. I receive healing. I receive provision. I receive divine relationships. I receive open doors. I receive restoration, direction, and clarity. Let it rain over my life now. Not a trickle. Not a delay. A downpour of glory. I receive it in faith. I embrace it with joy. This is the moment you've made, and I step into it. And I won't waste the answer. I will carry it with humility. I will walk in wisdom, boldness, and gratitude. I won't go back to old habits. I won't live like I'm still waiting. I will live like I've received. Lord, help me to steward what you've given. Help me to stay aligned, surrendered, and on fire for you. I thank you, Father, with everything in me. I praise you in advance. I rejoice in what you've done and what you're still doing. Let joy flood my heart. Let praise rise from my lips, because you have done it. The wait is over, and my suddenly has arrived, in Jesus' name. Amen. But don't move yet, something is still happening in the spirit. If you felt that prayer shake something loose in your soul, don't scroll away now. You're standing in the doorway of manifestation. There's more to receive, more to carry, and what you do in this moment could seal what God just released. If this word confirmed what heaven has already been whispering to your soul, then you know this wasn't just a message. It was a divine encounter. And now, I want to invite you to sow into what God is doing, not for me, but for the multitudes this word will still reach. When you give, whether through super thanks, membership, or the link in the description, you are pouring oil into the lamps of people walking in darkness. Your giving isn't just generosity, it's warfare. It's prophecy. It's planting seed into holy ground. God said in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." Right now, if your spirit is burning, that's the Lord stirring you. Partner with my move. Fund the fire. Multiply the manna. As you obey, I declare divine reversal, restoration, and supernatural provision over your life. Wove now. Click the super thanks. Join as a member, or give through the link below, and watch God multiply your obedience. If this message stirred your soul, hype this video right now. Let YouTube know that heaven is speaking, and this word can't be buried. Click hype, smash that like, and make some noise in the spirit, because you suddenly just became someone else's confirmation. Drop a comment below right now. Declare it boldly. My suddenly is here. Speak it as a witness to your own soul, and watch how others join your faith. And if you have a specific prayer request, don't leave in silence. We are praying, watching, and ready to war with you in the comments. You are not alone. This channel is not just content, it's a daily altar. If you need spiritual covering, prophetic fire, and prayer that breaks chains, subscribe now. Amen.